Good morning, students. The topic for today is understanding existence as coexistence. Now, what is existence? Existence means our existence in this universe, and we coexist with various other units, and how we should coexist, that is what we study. For that, first we need to understand what is nature. It is an aggregate, a total of all the various interacting units which are mutually interacting with each other. Existence is to exist with essence, that is with harmony. Existence is also equal to coexistence, that is the units which are submerged in space. Now the question arises, what is space? Space is the emptiness that is there between you and me, or between me and this laptop that is transparent, that cannot be seen. Therefore, existence is space as well as units in the space. Any kind of emptiness, if you are reading a book, the space is there between you and the book. That is space. It does not have any activity in it, no movement in it. So let's see it once again. So as I told you, existence means units and space, and the units are inside this space. That is, they are submerged in the space. Units are limited in size. They have an appropriate size. And space is everywhere, that is all pervading, it is unlimited. And both are coexisting, that is units are there in space, units are existing with other units. So now let's see it again. Now what are the characteristics of space? The units, as I told you, they are limited in number, they are active, they are energized all the time, there is some kind of activity happening in them, they are self-organized. In a way you can say that our body, if I take it as a unit, it is organized in itself, it has a particular form, it has various organs in it which are performing their functions, they are all self-organized. The units, they recognize each other and they fulfill their needs according to this relation. Like if you pour water on soil, soil recognizes its relation with water, it will absorb it. On the other hand, space, it is unlimited, it is everywhere, and it has no activity in it. The units which are there in it, they are active but not the space. Now you can see that below the units, they are divided into two parts. The units can be material entities, and the second is the consciousness, that is we are talking about I. Now first, let us understand what is coexistence. Once again, it is to exist together with tolerance. Suppose various units are existing in space, they should be tolerant towards each other in terms of time and place and space. It means to recognize the differences that are there between us and the others, and then accept them and live with them. It is to have relationships. Suppose there are various groups which are living, there should be proper relationships and none should destroy the other. We should live in peace. Now what are the characteristics of units and space? Let's quickly recap this particular topic. Now every unit, it is finite, that is it has a limited size. It is limited in its form, and it can vary from a very small particle to a big celestial body like sun, moon, stars. Space, on the other hand, is unlimited. It is everywhere. It has no fixed size and it is all around us. That is why we say it is spread all around us. It is all pervading. Every unit has some kind of energy in it. It can neither be created nor it can be destroyed. It can just change from one form to another. Space has no activity at all. Therefore, we say that its energy is in equilibrium. Every unit is dynamic. It is active in some way or the other. Various kind of physical activities are taking place here, or maybe physico-chemical activities. Physico-chemical activities, if I talk about the body, all these processes like circulation, respiration that are taking place here, digestion, they are all physico-chemical activities. Space, that is there between two entities, it has no activity at all. Suppose the dust particles are there in the air, they are also units, but the space that is there between dust particles, it is not at all active. All the units in space, they recognize their relationship with each other and they try to fulfill them. Suppose we talk about plants. Plants recognize their relationship with sunlight, oxygen, carbon dioxide, the nutrients from the soil, and they take it from there and they live. Space, it is reflecting, transparent. It is nothing. We cannot see it at all. There is no barrier in it. Every unit is self-organized. How? All the particles there that are there in the big units, they combine together to form bigger units. And human beings, as I told you, they are self-organized. They have a particular kind of a body. The form is there. There are various organs in it. And these organs are functioning together and performing processes like digestion, respiration, etc. Space is a place where self-organization is available for the units. They let the units live in it. They let the units exist in it. Now you can have a look at this diagram here. Existence is coexistence, that is units submerged in space. Now let's see how existence is taking place. There are units and there is space. As I told you, units are submerged in space. Now when we come to units, units can be material units or they can be the consciousness. When we focus on material units, the material units are temporary in nature. They know how to recognize and fulfill each other's requirements. Now these material units, as they are temporary, that is they change from one form to the other, they are known as Ghatanshil. Now material units are again broken up into physical order and pranic order. The physical order is made up of atoms which combine into molecules and molecular structures which can be in the form of lumps or solids or fluids or liquids. Now pranic order, in this the fluids, the liquids, they are the active parts of the cells that are there in pranic order. These cells combine together to form the plant body, the animal body or the human body. All these are jad, that is they are not moving. Like the plant body is there, animal body is also not moving, human body also is lifeless. When it combines with the consciousness, which is continuous, which has the capacity to know, to assume, to recognize and fulfill. When it combines, when the animal body combines with the conscious I, it becomes the animal order. When the human body combines with the conscious I, it becomes the human order. Human order has one unique capacity, that is to know, which gives them right understanding. And when the human beings have this right understanding, there is activity completeness or kriya purnata in them. And when the human beings with this right understanding and right feeling, they start living according to it, there becomes conduct completeness, that is definite human behavior is there. Again, in the next slide you will see the explanation which I gave you just now. Material units are temporary, they only perform the activity to recognize and fulfill, and some kind of structural changes happen in them. Therefore, we say that they are Ghatanshil. Here, the atoms combine with atoms, they form molecular structures which can be in the form of solids or liquids. Fluids, they are the part of the plant cells. The plant cells combine and they form the plant, animal and the human body. Now from the atom to the formation of complex human or animal body, everything that is taking place is in a very self-organized and natural manner. All our organs in the body are functioning together to perform various processes. Now next is conscious units. They are continuous in nature, that is they have the activity of knowing, assuming, recognizing and fulfilling, and they are doing it continuously, so they are Kathanpurna. Now this is knowing, as I told you, knowledge and knowing is the unique capacity of a human being. That is why they have right understanding. Animal and human beings, they coexist as I and the body. We have done it in the previous chapters. Now when we try to understand the reality of self-I as being different from the body, when we understand that body and I are distinct, this is called Jivan Gyan. When we understand that harmony should exist at all four levels, we call it Astitva Darshan Gyan. And when we understand that our relation with every unit in existence is there and we try to fulfill it to achieve what? Mutual happiness and prosperity, this is the knowledge of the human behavior and it is called the Manviyata Purn Acharan Gyan. All these, when we put them together, with this right understanding, understanding of the self, understanding of human conduct at all four levels, it gives us realization, it gives us understanding, and that leads to activity completeness or Kriya Purnta. And with this ability to live with right understanding in I, it will lead to mutual fulfillment. That is known as Acharan Purnta. Now here you can see what the present scenario is. अगर हम मटीरियल ऑर्डर की बात करें, what is happening here? We are accumulating various things and we think that it is growth. We have all the physical facilities, we keep on accumulating gold, property, cars, whatsoever, and we think this is our growth. But growth is not the natural characteristic of material order. Material order is cyclic, it changes from one form to the other. So we cannot consider this to be growth. When we talk about plants, they have the natural characteristic to grow, but we are destroying them, we are cutting the forests. We cannot stop this growth. So we should not stop this natural characteristic of plants because pranic order has to grow. Thirdly, when I talk about the conscious I, we don't pay any attention to I. We don't look at the requirements of I. That is the need for knowledge, the need for good relationships. All the focus is on skill that we are acquiring and we are acquiring that skill. Suppose you are becoming engineers, that skill you will acquire and you want to earn more and more physical facilities out of it rather than developing right understanding and enriching the nature. So our skills are for accumulating physical facilities, which is not the right way of thinking. So here you can see I have mentioned here in the present scenario, what are we doing for our growth? We are putting all our efforts in creating and accumulating all the material things and we consider this to be growth. But the characteristic of material order is not growth. We are destroying the plants, cutting the trees. So we grow what does not and we stop the growth of things that should grow. So today when we talk of growth, we are not growing. We are just collecting, accumulating. We are focusing on physical facilities and we ignore the needs of I. Development is a continuous process. It is not cyclic. But when we focus on material order, we accumulate these things. So we go back to where we started rather than growing really. So what is the solution? Let's see. First, we should ask ourselves certain questions. Is nature self-organized or is it a chaos? Is there struggle there? Is there survival of the fittest there? Have we really understood ourselves? Have we really recognized our needs correctly? Have we recognized what our goal is as a society? What should be the goal of the society? Or have we assumed it to be something than what reality is? So we are living with wrong assumptions and answers are within ourselves. So what should be the reality? First of all, the solution of the problem is right understanding. First of all, we have to understand that the material order or the pranic order, these are cyclic in nature. Whatever we do to them, it will transform. It will go back to its original state or it will change its form. So we cannot develop here. We shall keep on losing this development because it is cyclic in nature. We cannot say that this is growth. We can use them, but we cannot say that that is development. But when we talk about I or consciousness, there is a need of qualitative change in I which is permanent. This is really development. If we want to develop, this is where we should focus for developing right understanding and right living. So let's see finally what our focus should be. All the material things, they play a very important role in our life. for various requirements that we have from time to time to fulfill the needs of the body, for transport, for communication. And here, whatever production we do, it should be within natural framework, and focus should be on composition as well as construction. Pranic order also has an important role to play in our life. It fulfills our needs. We should work to enrich the nature, and nature is giving us enough. And we should use the resources of nature properly. So focus here should be on growth, not on deforestation and utilizing the natural resources just for our own requirement. The conscious I should work for right understanding, and our interaction with all the four orders should be such that we develop harmony, and we develop harmony in ourselves. So here the focus should be on growth. So this is what it means by existence as coexistence. And finally, after understanding how the units and space are coexisting, we should understand what our focus should be on, that is to develop the self and not accumulate all the material things that are there around us, understand the limitation of the physical facilities that we should have, and work for our own growth. Thank you very much. You can refer to the video lectures given on our website and the notes and questions that are being sent to you on WhatsApp. Thank you once again.